gloves on, get my gloves on, my boots, and I'm ready to roll, ready to go. So my daily chores are, I wake up in the morning and the first thing I do are collect eggs. I visit the hen house, the chicken coops. Open the door. And you're gonna meet the girls, all the girls. We've got to go in quickly so they don't, come out. Those are my girls that greet me every morning. And we carry on our little dialogues. They chirp and make chicken noises, which you get to recognize a little bit over the years. Are our nesting boxes where the chickens lay their eggs. And we're gonna pick them up and put them in our carrier and bring them into the house. And I can tell if they need water or need food, or if they've just laid an egg, or if they're unhappy with something. So I go over to their nesting boxes with my portable egg carrier that my husband built for me, John built, and collect the eggs. And so I use the old-fashioned tray so I know how many eggs, I can count how many eggs they've produced that morning. These are younger chickens, and their eggs are smaller because they're younger. And I'll put those right over here. So I have several places where I collect the eggs from, and we have chickens all different stages of development. We have older chickens that lay bigger eggs, we have younger chickens that lay smaller eggs, and then we have baby chickens that we raise from day old and go through their life cycle. Okay, and we're done in the chicken coop for today, for the moment, right now. And we'll go back out and bring these in the house. And this is what we've got. It's just pretty good for first thing in the morning. They'll continue to lay throughout the day, and we'll have to come back and get more eggs at least 2 more times today. And this chicken, she's a pretty girl.
So my favorite animal is the chickens. My favorite thing about the chickens is when they leap on your shoulder. Because whenever they leap on your shoulder, they always sit on your shoulder and they'll rub against you, rub against your head, and really just give you a lot of love. And that's true for all animals at the farm. All animals at the farm are usually very kind to you. They can be shy at times, but usually they're very happy to accept you with open arms and just very kind to you. And whenever I'm there, they just always leap on my shoulder, always come to me, and they surround me and peck at my boots and just give me all the attention that I've ever wanted.
So actually, it's a little unusual. John has a customer at his woodworking shop who has a special needs daughter, and he kept asking John, why don't you have the special needs children come out to the farm and help, do chores on the farm and bring them out. They can experience something unique and be outdoors and interact with nature and see the changing of the seasons. And John would come home and say to me, what do you think about this idea? And I'd say, no, it scares me. I don't know how we could do it, how we could bring wheelchairs onto the farm or whatever. And the gentleman John's customer kept every year would bring it up again and again and again. And finally we said, okay, let's try it. Let's go for it. And so he came and brought some of the administrators from the program, and they sat down in this very same room and talked about it, and we talked out some logistics, and we started. We just jumped right in and tried.
When I'm going to work, I usually go to school on my school bus. I wait for half an hour once I arrive for all the other students to get on their buses and leave. And then I go to the farm and I go into the cow stall and I clean up the cow stall, muck it out, put new sawdust down so that they have a nice, clean, soft place to lie down and sleep, and refill the hay bales.
Yeah. A farm is really, a good example for students, young people to learn about life, and of course that's what they did traditionally on the multi-generational farms where they passed the farm down from generation to generation. But here where we are so disconnected from where our food comes from and farm life in the suburbs, I like to use the farm as a tool to teach kids about life. It's a great lesson from, the cycle of life, from birthing animals and seeing how they're raised to actually taking care of them, and the responsibilities that are involved in taking care of animals. Make out this, oh yeah, you want to weigh it? Let's weigh it. Go ahead, you put it on the scale, you weigh it. Good job. And tell us what it says. What does it say there?
7.6.
We have a farm store on the property, and customers come and go throughout the day, and I might wait on them and sell them eggs or meat for their meals. Scale that you would stand on yourself if you wanted to see what you weighed?
Yeah, we have one in my mom and dad's room, but
I
it's broken.
really like working with Lauren and Tom. They're very nice, and they're very forgiving, I guess. They're very understanding and forgiving as to if you make a mistake or if you have a situation where you need help or something like that. They're very willing to put themselves out there. They're very welcoming to many people, and they're very kind and giving.
I think it's a good lesson for kids to learn about responsibility, commitment. All the cycles of life occur on a farm from birth to death, and I think it helps children to experience them maybe in a personal way, and a way so that when these life lessons occur in their families, that it's not the first time they're experiencing them, and that they can have a different perspective on them. Sometimes you don't have the motivation at first to, who wants to clean a stall? But then you think, well, what are the benefits? The benefits are, my mama lambs who are pregnant will have a nice, clean place to deliver their babies. And when you start giving your time to something, a lot of your time, repeatedly, you learn to become invested in it. You learn to love it, so you develop a relationship with it. And as Lucas said that to me one day, he said something like, "Oh, do we have to do the stalls again?" And I said, "Well, did your mom say that to you this morning? Did she say, oh my gosh, I have to get up and feed Luca again, and get clean clothes out for him to wear, and make his lunch?" And he looked at me. He was kind of shocked, and I said, yeah, that's we all do that. That's what we do with our life, So.
I think working at the farm has impacted my life in a very positive way. I feel like before working at the farm, I was kind of just not really doing anything that was helping me move forward. But I feel like working at the farm, after I've been working there for 2 years, it's impacted me in a very good way. It's made me a lot happier because I get to go outside more, and I really get to interact with nature and with animals more. And it's also really made my life a lot happier because now I have a way of going somewhere that's not only educational, but is also really socially outgoing and socially uplifting. And that's really a good part of my life.